bloodshed, from point A to point B. And I mean, Gary, you talk about this. I mean, what's your take? Like, I've heard you say multiple times, like, the only way to fix this is from outside the system. You cannot go inside the system. I've heard you say you're not going to vote anymore. I'm in that same bucket. Like, I'm out. I'm opting out. I'm opting into Bitcoin.
Well, I never said I wasn't going to vote anymore.
Okay, apologies, but
I said I wasn't going to get involved with Congresswoman Anna Polini Luna. Hey, look, some of these people are nice people, man. I think they're trying to do. You have half a million bureaucrats in the U.S. government. These are people that have given freely. It has always been taken savagely. And
you're absolutely right, Gary.
And when you stop protecting it, you fucking lose it to somebody that's willing to fight for it.
That's right. But what the real solution is austerity. Because you can't.
Oh no, that's what I said last night. I got booed down for saying austerity.
We're spending way more than we're bringing in, and no one is willing to do it. That's just not going to happen.
Austerity is not the solution, man.
I don't know how you do it otherwise.
Well, I mean,
eliminate all taxes.
It's a word, right? It's a little bit like inflation, so it's not even worth really arguing over. I'm not sure what I would do. Well, I think I know what I would do. I would hand out $3,000 a month to every man, woman, and child above the age of 18. Condition precedent, the food banks would go away immediately, only for the most handicapped. And you get to work 40 hours a week for your $3,000 a week. And if you don't want to work, you don't get paid, period. On zero, okay? We could literally write people money forever and ever, buy them cars if we wanted to. Just put them to work, dude. Go fix the road in Houston. There's plenty of shit to do.
I'm all for that. I'm all for work programs. That's true, and I'm all for tariff.
I would literally. Hey, this is the office. I will not get involved with politics until somebody like me is actually fucking running the show. This should be simple. Okay. Hey, you're all fired. We're starting over. Oh, you don't want to go? Are you a treasonous to the United States? What is good? We have had families give their children to Vietnam, Korea, South Korea, North Korea, all these places. And telling me somebody at 58 years old who pushes a bunch of paperweights, 300 fucking pounds, has a barber right downstairs, find another parade to go to.
We have parasites on parasites.
They sucked into.
We've got to clean the parasites off the host.
Remember, they'll do something we won't do. They will eat themselves. And this is why we're going to lose this, because I am hearing a lot of fucking soft men just talk about, hey, let's wait for Trump people.
It's on X Spaces, Melissa.
Sorry for the rant, but
yeah, but so it's not really a rant, but it's so then the real thing that we're watching that is weird, right? So we haven't given up our arms. I served in the military and put my life on the line for what I thought was the right ideals for our country. Disappointingly, all the special ops people, I know myself included, realized that there wasn't a single deployment we did around the world that was based on anything real, just make believe to keep.
You hear this?
Traditional systems.
Southern man, you hear this? It's all make believe.
I think Haley did a great job in El Salvador addressing it. We don't have a judicial system. We don't actually have judges or a rule of law. We have activists and rogues. And what Bukele did a great job with basically eliminating all of the judiciary that were corrupt and treasonous and basically to enforce the rule. I don't think any of us here have any problem understanding there was game and literally committing a coup and overthrowing the U.S. government. I mean, we have treason, we have sedition, we have crime, we have
business partners, the Undersecretary of Defense. Isn't that a conflict of interest? What is he doing as a businessman if he's the Secretary of Defense?
But holy shit, if people fall out, fucking execute them live on national TV. That would be a halftime show. We wouldn't have that without fucking people up to commit treason against your country when you commit crime to this extent, there are consequences, and they are, because right now, I vowed to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and guess what? They're domestic right now. And
like, if you look at Europe, I don't know how more men aren't terrified like I am. Like they are doing that here, and they're doing it in Texas. Then, and maybe one of the ways to fix this, is to copy the playbook. And I mean, the only way to save this country is to just, I don't know, man. But we have to come together and put all this petty stuff beside us, because in 5 years it really could be really bad. And Gary's right. If you really tap into all the bad things that are going on, if a Democrat gets in AOC or whoever, in those 4 years, there are people being stacked at the Mexican border right now. So you think those last 20 million were bad? This country cannot take 40 more million illegal immigrants, and we can dive into COVID and whether cheap labor and all that. But Gary ain't wrong here. I don't know what it takes either, but it may take people, dude, if you walk around, you go outside, do you want to see little girls being raped? Do you want to see old people being punched in the face like it's already happening on a smaller scale in some of those cities? And a lot of this is tied into people are wrapped up in, and you can't be mad. It's just there's a psychological problem going on fucking anywhere, because I love this country. And the most important thing is to defend the Constitution. And if you die or you end up in jail, I don't like to say I've spoken. I have spoken out against this for years on this platform, 2 separate accounts. This is a real fucking problem. And people need to stop watching those rigged football games, People need to get their head out of their fucking ass. And we all, because I can't do it, and Gary can't do it, and you can't do it. We all have to do it. We all have to get these fucking psychopaths out away from our kids and our friends and our families. Because going out to these
somebody call the bipolar support group. We got another one.
Doing it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's not about money at this point. And it's not. Bitcoin is just not going to save us, guys. And man, and I really I don't think there's one solution. But you do have, there's real fucking evil here, man. And if you can't see that, if you didn't see it during COVID, there's real fucking evil here. And there's a lot of people in this administration, 20 million people in with a fucking app. And it does come down to accountability.
SL_Acker.
USAID, all that stuff, there's no accountability for it. You know what I mean? There's nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's getting in trouble. Nobody's going to fucking jail. This is what it takes. It really does take it doesn't take all men. It takes a bunch of brave fucking men to stand up and say, they all say the same thing, that this country made them do things that were fucking horrible, that you definitely didn't sign up for. And it will take good men, it will take bad, and it will take all of us to fix this shit. And thank God we have fucking guns. That is the only thing that really, dude, I really worry, man. And I worry, and I don't give a fuck about money.
Man, this guy's got a lot of worries.
A fucking psychopath beating up women. You think I'm gonna sit there? No fucking way, dude. And I believe in people here. Listen, I believe in people.
Check the chat.
I believe in the fucking white boys. I'm sorry. I believe in everybody who loves this country, who is just feeling fucking down, man. I believe in our lowest moments, which may be coming in the future, that will wake people up,
the Bipolar Bitcoin Support Group.
That's all we got that, because I can fucking go on this shit forever and ever and ever because it's all right in front of our fucking face. You just gotta remove the mask, and it hurts, guys. That shit hurts, man. When you wake up to some of this information, I will not deny it fucking hurts you, because everything we're taught since we're kids is fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? It's fucking bullshit.
Maybe it's time to learn something new, Joker!
But you've had family dinners. You've had Thanksgivings. These things are attached to memories. So it's really fucking upsetting. But you gotta get through that, because I'm telling you right now, it's above anything, these fucking kids need us, man. These kids are begging for us to fucking help them, man. And so are these old people, man. No matter what you think about like the boomers or anything, you have to be above that. And just, bro, y'all gotta like sacrifice, you know. And that's the testament of a great nation. You know, that's the testament of humanity. You know what I mean? And they were from insane asylums. They were those countries, like those people from the worst prisons on earth, and they dumped them in the Western country, Joe. Sorry, I'll leave it at that.
Yo, I don't know how you just did all that without like pausing for a moment, but that was
pure stream of consciousness.
So, get our heads out of our asses. Agree with you. Understand who's talking there? I can't see. Slacker. Okay, so Slacker. Look, I know you're upset. I think a lot of the world feels this way. I would recommend, if you haven't already, to look at what the fuck happened in 1971, because it's a website. What the WTF happened in 1971.com. There's a bunch of charts on that website, and it's super interesting because I want to key in on something you said. You said, you know, it's not about the money, and I would beg to differ that it is about the money. It's all about the money, because everything you're talking about, all these different things, and all the horrible stuff you're seeing, it's all just downstream from the broken money. That's what that website will show you. I think you'll really enjoy it. And it shows you everything from divorce rates to, you know, inflation rates, to how much things cost, to educate, you know, the problems in education. It just goes on and on and on. And you can see very clearly that there's an uptick, an extreme uptick in 1971. What happened in 1971 is we went off the gold standard, which means we could just print dollars. And that's what hollowed out the middle class. It's just taking, you know, 50, 60 years for us to really see those results. And I firmly believe that we're in the fourth turning right now. I know there's a lot of debate about, are we in it? Are we not in it? But from my view, we're in the fourth turning. We're in a K-shaped economy. The money is broken. That's the core problem. And I just want to try to give people some hope here, because yeah, like it sucks. It sucks right now. But the magic, you know, of Satoshi is that it's, you know, I really think it's a miracle, because the only way for us to get out of this is to have
see, this is the thing about Bitcoiners that sometimes irritates me. The issue that I think kids take some responsibility. Everybody in here, okay? I take responsibility for being clueless. Okay, like literally, I'm like, well, like when this gentleman says, "Hey, everything we were told as a kid is a lie." Let me say it this way, okay? I don't know anything that's real. Like there is not one thing on this planet that I would bet everything on that is true. Like nothing that I don't give a fuck what you give it. Gravity, God, Jesus Christ, the first book, the last book, this book, that celebrity. I have no clue what's real or not real anymore. And I'm pretty sure
we're in a post-truth environment.
We've become lazy cunts is what we become. We have become zero attention on freedom. Okay, we have literally not thought. I would beg everyone to say, hey, what did you pay last year for your freedom? What acts or...
I would be interjecting here, but apparently my mic is fucked up, so I'm going to actually go hop in a hot bath. Just let this run FYI.
Like I come on these spaces, sometimes I come here because I'm like, okay, I just got to show up because we need voices here.
I mean, I can tell you, I almost lost my life on multiple occasions, and I got ostracized and completely jettisoned from my entire family and entire friend circle. So I'm on an island betting my life on this shit. I was prosecuted multiple times from the law system, also got debanked. So yes, I will fucking die on this hill. And I agree with you that we don't know what the truth is, but my point is, and it doesn't have to relate to Bitcoin, it relates more to truth and to just doing what's right. You know, I don't necessarily think that getting our guns and shooting people is the solution. I think we need to be strong in the sense that we need to fight.
Who said that?
I'm not saying anyone said that. And
one thing we have learned is that our voices are very powerful. And if we collaborate, if we I think, the message is a little weird, right? Oh, which Bordeaux am I drinking tonight? And hey, the whole world's falling apart. So, one, we have to get our message together. Like, this is the problem with this group. It's so decentralized. But we're fighting a centralized group that we don't even know who they are. And in order for us to hurt them, we have to figure out, hey, the enemy, we might not know who they are, but we know what they respond to. And we know that Trump's probably his ego alone is going to have him respond to things. And we proved that with Bitcoin. So if he gets votes out of it, so I don't know why we wouldn't get smarter and use it. Okay? Like how many people have been warned not to take a position on this Jewish thing and have not? You didn't retweet it, repost it, or whatever issue is true for you. That just happened to be one of the issues. This thing with Charlie Kirk, if you think that kid killed Charlie Kirk, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Holy shit!
You
hear this on the road?
Right? Like, that was a complete assassination. And
well, yeah.
Not being told
the fucking trans fucking piece of shit killed him.
Luna 2 nights ago, and she said, hey, they are so pissed off at us about you guys are trying to stop it, or telling your mayor, hey, we're not going to work. They did COVID on your kids, dude. Okay? like we're sitting here going, wow, they let 20 million people in? I mean, how heinous is that? They fucking slaughtered millions of people with COVID. And the angst of that shit's not done. I'm just looking around going, wow, when are these men going to grow a spine? Because if you look at England, it should fucking scare the shit out of you, dude. England's cooked. Like, I know those places. I mean, I have been there. I lived in the country. I lived in central London, and I won't go there, period. I mean, I'm not hyperbolic on that. Like, literally, I would be scared to go to London. Yo, Ed, are you there?
I am, yeah.
What
you mean in London? No.
Oh, okay.
No. I thought you meant here in the States. No.
But you're cooked.
I have a lot of friends who live there.
Yeah.
And people have recently gone there, right? And who are from Europe, and to do business, and they want to get the fuck out. They're only staying there because the city of London is still somewhat operational as a Wall Street there. That's the only reason. They don't even like getting on the tube anymore.
But they know that whole city thing's done, right? They've lost the financial center.
I still believe Gary.
Well, they're fucking crazy. See, it takes a monopoly a long time to admit. That's why they go down. They usually go down really over a long period of time.
You know, Gary, you had mentioned Anna Paulina Luna, and this is going to take a slight right turn, but this is kind of my subject du jour. And she and some of her colleagues are actually going at the saying that this group, and it's a small group, is involved in most of the problems that we have on this planet. And they're transnational, and they move with alacrity, meaning they don't respect borders.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Governmental interests. These are people who have folks in all of our institutions. And the one subject that she's been going after, people laugh about it, but there's a reason why they're not happy with her, which is the UAP subject. That's a UFO subject. So why does that matter? Well, because one of the things that they're discovering is that it's the technology behind the things that are being observed by our top air fighters that they are keeping secret.
We went all the way from Violent Revolution to JDS, back to the UFOs. I give you social audio chat apps.
Scarcity anymore. You don't need money anymore. When you don't have money, you can't control people. Right? You can't keep them distracted from getting up and fighting back. And this is the crown jewel.
All right, I'm going to start all my YouTube lives.
The same folks who are letting all the immigrants in on all these Western nations.
The Jews are letting all the immigrants in.
If you look at my profile, right, I'm dead serious. On my pinned post, there's a former Vietnam veteran named Clifford's on this program. I was good friends with him. He was on 12 of these crash retrievals, okay, from the 1960s onward. He made it very clear. He's the one who found half these documents that they're talking about in Congress. This technology is the fundamental thing behind all this stuff. If you have free energy, okay, because they're not...
Here we go!
Dinosaur dogs. You don't go...
Here we go! Free energy and UFOs!
Top fighter pilots using fucking jet fuel. All right? You don't do that. And so I'm telling you right now, the reason why they're doing this is because this technology would free humanity. You no longer need Bitcoin. Bitcoin in a world where money is pointless. Now, there's two ways that you can get there. You can get there with free energy that we all have access to, right? And then we can just govern and trade with each other as needed. You don't need money anymore. Or you can go in the other direction, where it's a super intelligent AI, which is where we're going. I just had a big conversation with Charles Hoskinson about as a billionaire who founded Cardano, and quantum computing, which is happening in the next decade.
Gary,
So
this is
essentially
Gary playing
like
something.
a digital god telling you what to do. And listen, these people, they are your betters. And so they're not going to go around and nuke everybody on the planet. So what they're going to do is if the populations much kill each other. It's through attrition. Right? And they know that Western nations, free nations, are the last holdouts. Right? They know in China that they'll say, yes, sir, yes, please. Africa's a destroyed continent. So where's the last place you got to neuter? It's Western Europe and America. And they use the American military, just as Gary was referring to earlier, making them do all sorts of horrible shit. They use these guys as the mafia around the world. And I'm telling you right now, there are people in Congress, you can ask the about this. There are efforts privately where some military people, former Green Berets and others, are looking at pursuing the bases where this technology is held. Right? It's very scary and it's very serious because this shit needs to come out. Because how can you have a reasonable conversation if you don't even know the environment that you're operating in? We're all sitting here talking about money in a world where money hasn't needed to exist in the last 100 fucking years. That's criminal in my mind. And so that's why I think it's silly and relegated to silly season. Because, we'll just argue with each other about whether it's real tee-hee-hee little green men. When these guys are flying around craft that can go from one end of the world to the other. Right? These are military intelligence people. These aren't cranks.
Man,
and there's hundreds of them.
Where are you on with them? Where are you on 3I Atlas?
I think it's a bit of a distraction because, again, we have 700 plus witnesses. I'm not trying to dismiss your question, Gary. I'm just trying to say it's almost like talking about a drop in an ocean. Do you know what I mean? It's just the current drop you're focused on. The truth is that, we have over 700 witnesses that have documented. I know many of them personally. Some of them put guns to their head over this issue, who have come out and tried to testify to the reality of this situation. And the scary part about it is it's not just that we have reverse engineered technology from elsewhere, but we have our own stuff too. And it's gotten so sophisticated that you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference between the two. So they could go and send some spooky looking craft in some military base and make you think ET's coming to get you. And that's our shit out of Lockheed Martin. I can tell you, we have deathbed confessions from former CEOs of Lockheed Martin who said there are their craft and there are our craft, and it will take an act of God to bring it out in the world. This is a quote. See, we have stuff out there in the desert that's 50 to 70 years beyond anything you can conceive of. And that was in the early 1990s that this was admitted. The fact that this is not more known, and we're all talking about fucking Bitcoin and illegals and all this other stuff, which is just symptoms. These are just symptoms of a greater problem. When you distill everything down to its most fundamental, it is the energy it takes to create, give, or do something. But in a world where energy, that doesn't matter anymore. You have real freedom at that point.
Here we go.
That's the truth. And this technology has been suppressed for 100 fucking years. If you want to look it up, there's a great free documentary called The Lost Century and How to Reclaim It.
Okay, I'm ending the UFO conspiracy transmission, and we are transitioning back to our Kabbalistic study, where we will be listening to the audio tapes of Francis Israel Regardier. And I'm going to walk out of my room here and go jump in a hot bath. Francis Israel Regardier.
The invocation of Thoth. Procul, O procul esti profani, all lusting on Pedon.
Okay, I'm going to end this room and restart it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a great evening. I'll talk with you
I
soon.
proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitation. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance. the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of the Godhead, wisdom crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe, thee I invoke. O thou of the ibis head, thee I invoke. Thou who wieldest the wand of double power, thee I invoke. Thou who bearest in thy
He's
left
a
hand
son of man. He's
Thee,
a gentleman. Boom, boom, boom,
thou
boom,
whose
boom.
head is as an emerald, and thy nemes as the night sky blue, thee I invoke. Thou whose skin is of flaming orange as though it burned in a furnace, thee I invoke. Behold, I am yesterday, today, and the brother of tomorrow. I am born again and again. Mine is the unseen force whereof the gods are sprung, which is as life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers.
He's a son of man. He's a gentleman. Do, 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 do.
I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye two divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of wrong, ever advancing onwards the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine,
He's a son of man. He's a gentleman.
I in him. Mine is the radiance wherein the star floateth over the firmament. I travel upon high. I tread upon the firmament of new. I raise a flashing flame with the lightning of mine eye, ever rushing on in the splendor of the daily glorified Ra, giving my life to the dwellers of earth. If I say, come up upon the mountains, the celestial waters shall flow at my word. For I am Ra incarnate, Kefra, created in the flesh. I am the eidolon of my father Temu, Lord of the city of